Right, so I'm back. Hopefully on a more official term than what I was. It's been such a while since I've done these sort of videos. Just for this first one, I've got some cue cards in front of me because I do have a tendency to go off on tangents, and it's a big deal doing what I'm doing and coming back and sharing things with the world. Um, but it's something I'm passionate about, um, and it's something I remain passionate about because I understand what it's like to be in your own head, whether that be mental health based, addiction based. Um, a little bit into why I'm coming back. The reason I came off YouTube and sort of posting on Facebook last time was because I felt like I was oversharing certain things which weren't about me, or not felt like I was, and it wasn't right, on family matters. And it made me realise that I was losing kind of perspective on what I was there to do, which was to help people, which is why I've inevitably come back to do that. I feel in a much better mind frame to be able to cope with keeping up with these videos. I've got a YouTube channel set up currently, which has only got like 3 subscribers. But when I get a little bit of money, I'll pay to get it promoted and all that, and I'll try and aim to do sort of 3-4 videos a week, and cover a wide range of topics. For the year I was just away, I was just not in the right headspace at all. Things derailed very fast. Again, there was a trigger. I'm not going to go into it because out of respect for my family. But it set me off on a lot of dark. It set me off on a dark road. Anyway, a ray of sunshine has come into my life, and I can't mention them by name, but I've got a new primary nurse, and he's fantastic. He's worked with a lot of lads like myself, and he gets me. I feel comfortable with him, and he's slowly but surely changing things for the better. It doesn't take away the risks; they're always going to be there. So where am I at now? It's a real long story, but I'm kind of in limbo with my diagnosis at the moment because my moods have been that back and forth, and the ward will have a permanent psychiatrist starting soon. The psychologist has left, which is a shame because I was building up a very good rapport with her. But it is what it is. As you know, my good old granddad, God rest his soul, used to say, I'm sure he's looked down on me. where am I at now? Now, I always say this, and I always will stand by it. I'll never go into the methods of my self-harm because I'm very wary there might be people watching who are fellow self-harmers. So I won't want to be possibly giving you any ideas because quite a lot of mine have been quite inventive, and I don't say that in a boastful way. I'm just saying it as it is. Now, a big part of me keeping sane last time was my love for fitness. Unfortunately, through the degree of self-harm, I'm unable to get back to that peak level, and I can't stand through those doors knowing that I won't get back there. I just can't do it. So that's out of the question. So instead, I've developed other coping strategies. A big one has been gardening, believe it or not. I never in the world thought I would be into gardening, but it's become a very mindful thing to do. I'm also well into my artwork. Do my quotes, making signs for the garden, laminating it. The wards even asked me to design a new hutch for the rabbits, which I've kind of gone over in my head with a couple of patients and a staff member, and I've kind of got those measurements all down to a T. So now I just need to get it all written down in detail on a big A3 piece, and that'll be made outside of here, and then sent in and assembled by the maintenance man. And then I also decided to buy a PlayStation, and I love playing FIFA. Another thing which I used to joke about, saying that I stopped playing when I was 8, but that's another distraction. So plenty of distractions. So I've had to substitute the gym for that. Now, I'm not sure if I'm talking about these things in the right order. I've made a decision on my future, and I've decided that I'm not gonna have kids. Now, as someone who suffers with low self-esteem, I don't believe that there's going to be women queuing up on the doorstep anyway, let alone have the choice of any of them. But I'm off the market if it's a woman wanting potential kids, and there's a reason for it. I would actually love nothing more than to have kids, but I feel like in my heart and my brain it'd be selfish to bring a kid into the world, because I could come out of rehabilitation, get into a relationship, get married, have a kid, whatever, but the facts of the matter are, I'm always going to have this unpredictability about me. That's not going to go away. And what happens if one day I impulsively was to take my life? Mum where's daddy, depending on what age your kid would be. Mum where's dad. I can't do that to a kid, and I can't run that risk. It's as simple as that. And I might be depriving myself of potential happiness, but I see happiness, with my sister and her kids, and being an uncle is fulfilling for me, and it's a great honour. And them two little girls are like my own kids. So maybe I don't know if that was the right time to talk about that in the video. I mean, I've been rambling for 10 minutes, well, 11 minutes already. Like I say, with low self-esteem, I'm covered head to toe in scars. I genuinely don't believe, a woman would look at my body and find it attractive. Again, it's no secret that I have gained weight, which has been through not going to the gym, because of having foreign objects in my body. I'm not going to go any further than that. Some of them were taken out a while ago, but others have gone in and the surgeons have decided to leave them there. I don't agree with it, but I can't just change the surgeon's mind. So yeah, there's that side of things. It's I will say that it is good to be back. It's good to be back. I'm feeling like I want to do this, and that I can do this. Obviously, with my body covered in scars and my weight gain, that was through comfort eating. I'm not doing that. I still eat rubbish, but nowhere near the degree to it that I was. So, I'm not going to hide behind, oh, I'm just big bone. As it goes, I am big boned. Look, I can't get my hand round my wrist, but at the same time, I've got quite a lot of fat. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm big boned because there's fat on there as well, but that also plays into my low self-esteem. I'm a gambling addict through and through. It's a selfish addiction, and I don't know. I wish I wasn't an addict. I wish I didn't have an addictive personality. I wish I wasn't addicted to alcohol. Although, come October, it's 3 years sober. And it's also 3 years actually into my next point, believe it or not. Now, with addiction, you can get it. It's not something to be snuffed at or looked down, anybody to be looked down at. It's an illness in itself, and okay, as addicts we do have choices, but they're not always as black and white as people think. I always go on a 50-50 approach. You might remember through my previous videos that 50% is in our genetics and we can't help the other 50%. We do make that choice, and I'll stick to that. On to the how long I've been sober. It's something I'm extremely proud of. I've been institutionalised for 3 years now, and not all of that was on a section. I got sectioned whilst I was in here. So I had the opportunity to buy booze, but I didn't. So that's one thing I am very proud of. And I've finally accepted that I can't drink again. But that's fine, because I don't really want it. I'm not getting any younger. I'm 31 in November, so I can imagine the hangovers will only be getting worse as I'm getting older. How does it feel to be institutionalised? I'll tell you how it feels. That's a disposable e-cig, by the way. Absolute godsend. You smoke them indoors, and it's actually made me cut down my smoking by a lot. See what I mean about going off on tangents. So, how does it feel to be institutionalised? It doesn't feel great. It's like you're on the edge of society, basically. And you don't get to choose who you house with either, which is a big problem, because 95% of them in here, or maybe 90, I wouldn't even spark up a conversation with on the street. There's some, I can't go into details for security reasons, but there's some nasty, they're nice people in here. So you've always got to have your wits about you. You've got to kind of have eyes in the back of your head almost. But if you assert yourself in a certain way, people tend to just leave you alone. Seems to be well respected on the ward, so that, whatever. If I'm not, I really don't care. But yeah, you just feel like you're on the edge of society, and you don't get to choose who you house with, which is very difficult. But you've got to learn to tolerate people, and just ignore them basically, and stand your ground. I've never let anybody push me about, and I won't stand there and let somebody be pushed about either. So, there's times when I have stepped in and said, you can have a pop at this guy who's vulnerable. Why don't you have a go at me, who isn't scared of you? Something which I've been told numerous times, by people. John, why do you always, don't, it's nothing to do with you, blah blah blah. But that's just me, and it's part of me that I'm not going to change, because I'm not going to sit there and watch someone be bullied. Like, can't stand bullies. They're just cowards. But yeah, there's quite a few of them in here. But you've got to kind of switch off. Now, best case scenario, I'll be out in about 12 months' time. So best case scenario, that'll be 4 months away from everything, or most things, because I think I will have spent more time sectioned. And being sectioned is, well, it's it's a label that a lot of people worry about having, don't they? I really couldn't give a rat's what people thought about me and my section, as long as those that I care about know me and the reasons why I'm section. That's all that matters. I'm just a massive risk to myself, and if I was out there, well, I dread to think. I've had a lapse recently with my self harm. It's very, very minor, and it could have been a lot worse, but there was a changeover in the staff, and that's what stopped me in my tracks. And can't always blame staff for these things, because when that impulse strikes, I do become inventive. I didn't set out to harm myself this particular time, but I did. And I was annoyed because it had been, I think, 6 months since my last one. But again, it's about accepting that I've got an illness, and I understand it hurts friends and family to see me hurt myself. And if I could stop doing it, I wouldn't do it. And I would be like all you people. That's why I'm here, and I'm not out there with a job, a girlfriend. I do get lonely. I'm still not over the heartbreak of my first love, and that's coming up to it's coming up to 4 years now. Or 3 years, I think it's 4 years, and sometimes I think, come on, John, get a grip. You need to grow, set here, and move on. But again, I suppose that's just the man in me talking. But I'm sat here pouring it out to you people, so yeah, maybe I'm weak, I don't know. But it was one of the big reasons for what has caused my demise, along with a few others. I basically have the best family in the world. I've had the best upbringing. So for any friends and family that might be watching this thinking they've done something wrong, get that out of your head, please. Because you haven't. I've had the best upbringing possible. My mother and father always taught me from day one right from wrong. And I'm always learning. I'm still learning off my dad about life, and how to serve myself. And I'm nearly 31, but he does have an extra 30 odd years plus experience on life, so he's going to know more. And it is about be learning and taking on board the advice given. To come back and speak about everything, it really has taken massive cojones. I mean, the thought of what people are thinking about me is kind of paralysing me a little bit, but it's something I want to do, and I hope, and I'm pretty sure I will get support of everyone, because everyone on my Facebook, although I might have to have a bit of a clean out, but the majority you've all shown me love all the way through. So I do thank you for that. So for the future, in the immediate short term, it's going to be a case of doing what I'm doing, basically, and keep working with my primary nurse, and just keep learning from where I'm at, and trying to adapt the tools that they are giving me, and just hope that tragedy doesn't happen to me. But I will always be at that risk. It will always be there. I cannot guarantee that I won't one day end it all. I just can't do it. And I will be putting a trigger warning on this video. So you probably would have even gone this far if it was too much for you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a copy, a link to my YouTube, and the more followers I could get, the better, because like I say, my aim is to do 3 or 4 videos a week, and I won't always be coming with optimism. You might see me on a downer. I genuinely don't know what sort of state I'm going to be in when I'm doing the videos, but what I can guarantee you is it'll be real, it'll be honest, and it will hopefully give people the courage to speak out about what's going on in the mind. Especially men, and I'm not for 1 minute taking anything away from women, because they suffer with mental health problems just as much as we do. But obviously the biggest killer of men under 45 is suicide, and this needs to change. I've tried to take my life on 4 occasions, which you all already know. Intensive care twice, induced comas. My dad being told I might see the night through. Imagine hearing that as a father. Can't even imagine what my family must have gone through. But someone obviously up there is deciding that it's not my time to go, basically, or else I'd have already been gone. I wouldn't have come out of the intensive care ward. So just bear with me, be patient. thanks for watching, and I do feel at that junction now where things are slowly, very slowly, taking a step in the right direction, but it doesn't mean to say I won't ever self-harm again, because the odds are that I am going to. I'll do everything I can in my power not to, just like anything else, but it is part of my illness, and I don't even know why half the time. I know there's particular triggers, but I don't understand why my pain threshold is so high. It beats me, it really does. I can understand the triggers, but the pain threshold I can't. So just speak out, loved one, family, friend, GP, and then if you need some more, if you need some more advanced care, I'm sure you'll be referred, and if worse comes to worse, just walk straight into an A&E and tell them that if they let you walk out, you're going to end things and you will be seen to straight away. And just please don't suffer in silence. I'm trying to open up. And I feel like I'm doing more so each day. And so yeah, if you could share this video, that'd be quite good, or share my post with the link to YouTube. That'd be quite good, because it might what's the word I'm looking for? It'll reach a wider audience. But just be mindful that I won't be, at the moment I just feel quite flat, if I'm honest with you, and drained. There's a lot of self-hate there. So just doing this video has taken quite a lot out of me. But I hope you can all support me through this, which you all have done whenever I've been active with my videos, and I just want to say thank you so much for the support, actually, because it wouldn't be possible without any of you people. And on that note, I just want to say, don't bottle it, please talk. You'll be hearing from me again. Until next time, over and out.